We're going to be working on graphing linear equations using the slope and y-intercepts. So we've got a couple of new vocabulary words. We have slope-intercept form and y-intercept. If you were here 2 days ago, I think it was, we watched the video and I asked you what was an intercept. Just from what we gathered on the video, what was an intercept? Okay, it's where the line crosses the y-intercept. Nope, scratch that. It's where the line crosses the y-axis. Right? The y-intercept is the point where it crosses the y-axis. So if I had a graph, and here is my line to go with that graph, the y-intercept would be right here, right? It's going to be the point where the line crosses the y-axis. That is a y-intercept. Any questions on that? Okay. Now then, the other one we have is slope-intercept form. And this is a form of our equation. And this is what it is defined as. You're going to hear this a lot. Slope-intercept form. It is y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. Now this is a form that we can put the equation in. Notice, to be in slope-intercept form, the y is isolated. The y is by itself, right? And then we have equals mx plus b. So what do you think slope-intercept form is going to tell me? Well, first of all, it tells me the m. Well, what do you think the m stands for? Slope. It's going to tell me the slope of my line. That's what the m stands for. So this is slope-intercept form, where m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Which again is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Any questions on this one? This slide? So let's look here at this one. Woo, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do. I want to state the slope and the y-intercept of the graph. State the slope and the y-intercept of the graph. So, it's hard to see here because there's some trouble here with this fraction in this PowerPoint, but this should say 3/4 x, right? Y equals 3/4 x minus 5. All right, and all it wants to do is it wants me to state what is the slope of this line and what is the y-intercept of this line. All right, so where's the slope going to be? Well, it's y equals mx plus b. Does everybody see how this is in that form? You see how the y is by itself? Then we've got a number times x, and then plus the b, plus the y-intercept. So does anybody want to guess what's the slope of this line? 3/4. How did you know that? Because it's the number multiplying by the x, right? The coefficient of the x is the slope. When a line is in slope-intercept form, it's that easy. I know the slope is 3/4. Right, this one might be a little bit trickier for you. We'll find out. What is the y-intercept? Well, again, the b represents the y-intercept. So that's the constant term that's not being multiplied by anything. So here, what is my constant term not being multiplied? -5. The sign in front of the number goes with it. So my y-intercept is, oh gosh, my y-intercept is -5. Any question about identifying it? If it's put in slope-intercept form, it's that easy to identify which is which. Nobody, no questions, nowhere, at no time, for no reason, for no money. Don't look. Oh gosh, I gotta get back. Okay, so let's undo this. It won't let me. That's great. This one here says state the slope and the y-intercept of that graph. Okay, so we've got y equals -5 has x plus 1. Is this in slope-intercept form? Yes. Y is by itself equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. So what is the slope? -5 halves. -5 over 2 is the slope. What is the y-intercept? +1. Okay? Questions? I hope not. Right now, that is all I'm wanting to know. I'm just wanting to I want you to tell me what's the slope, what's the y-intercept. Now, we're fixing to graph them, given the slope and the y-intercept. Okay? That's what's coming. Okay, this one here is a little different. This one says state the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of 2x plus y equals 8. So, can you tell me what the slope and y-intercept are right now? You cannot. Why can you not tell me right now? It's not in slope-intercept form. Remember, to be in slope-intercept form, it has to be in the form y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to take my equation that I am given, which is 2x plus y equals 8, and I'm going to put this in slope-intercept form. I need to get the y isolated. I need to get the y by itself. So why is the y not by itself? Because there's a positive 2x over there being added. So how could I get rid of that? Just subtract 2x from both sides. Right? So that leaves me with y equals, what is 8 minus 2x? No. Those numbers are not like terms. Remember, when you're adding or subtracting, they have to either both have an x or not have an x. So I can't combine them. So that's as simple as that gets. Right? Now then, is this slope-intercept form? Why not? Yes. I need the mx term, I need the term with the x to be listed first. So I can just rearrange this. I'm just going to move the -2x here, and I'm going to move the 8 here, which gives me y equals -2x plus 8. Remember, the sign in front of the number stays with it. Now then, is this in slope-intercept form? Yes. Since I have it in slope-intercept form, I can easily identify the slope and the y-intercept.
So all we have to do is just...
So what is the slope? Nope. Nope. Very careful. The slope is -2. The slope comes from the term with the x, but the x is never included in the slope. Okay? Slope is always just going to be a number. And that's a common mistake. People do that all the time. Do not put the x in the slope. It is the number multiplied in front of the x. Good. Now, what is the y-intercept? It is +8. +8. Any questions about that? All right. Everybody quit looking. Don't look.
Wait, what? Why?
Okay. You're still copying. That's fine. Say again.
Why?
Intercept. I-N-T. It's Y-I-N-T. Can you not tell because of my great handwriting? I'm getting a pen next week. So maybe it'll write better. I'm fired up about this thing. Everybody good? Don't look, cheaters. Okay, good. Here we go. Given this, I want you to state what is the slope and the y-intercept. I want you to try it on your own. How's the bell ring? 5? Okay. I'm not really happy about it, but there's not much I can do at this point. I can act happy. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you're all here. Well, if you just get home and you get really bored, you can go to YouTube and you can watch this lesson again. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be wonderful. If you're not here, guess what you can do? Go watch this lesson. But you're here, so it doesn't matter. Okay. And you get to hear that explanation every time you watch this lesson. You'll love it. You're going to be like, God, he's such a funny guy. The person who I'm asking sits on the second row in the second seat. What did you get for the slope and the y-intercept?
For the slope, I got 4, and the y-intercept, I got 10.
What do y'all think? Agree or disagree? Why? All right, let's talk about it. Right now, the number in front of the x is -4. But what must be true before I can tell my slope and my y-intercept? I have to make sure it's in slope-intercept form. Is this in slope-intercept form? No, because the y is not by itself. So the first thing you need to do is get the -4x to the other side, right? Get rid of that -4x by adding 4x, which is y equals 10 plus 4x. But I want the 4x term to be listed first, right? So that, or not, did I say 10x? I think I did. I want the 4x term to be listed first. So that should be 4x plus 10. Everybody good with that? So before you can identify the slope and the y-intercept, you must make sure it is in slope-intercept form.